Gasol's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Hey, paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that one.
Now here's Parsons. He's guarded close. Here's Conley, and it's Memphis with another.
I don't know. Maybe they're still working out the kinks on D because that clearly was a breakdown.
Isn't that a rock and roll band? They need to be up in his jersey. It'd be a bad idea to let him get going and get hot early like that.
And Mike Conley, one of the best all-around floor generals in the league. Extremely efficient, typically makes the right pass rather than going for the spectacular one. He does a good job of avoiding turnovers. And for that slight frame, only about 175 pounds, he's as tough as they come. And plus, what I love is look at the gradual progression over the course of his career that he's made. That tells you he's the consummate pro.
Drills it from outside. Conley's got 5 points so far.
Oh, great ball movement there.
McCollum dishes to Leonard. And out of bounds as Memphis gains possession. Here are the Grizzlies with the ball. 9 points in a row. Good run for him right now. Parsons outside. Down low. Here's Green. Nurkic with the steal. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And off the schneid here, 1 of 5, but that's a big one.
No one near Conley as he lets it go. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
Yeah, after nailing the first 4 shots of the game, some relief for the defense. They finally missed one.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McCollum's got himself on the board with 3 there.
So much talk about the game slowing down for the game's best players. Lillard composes himself, scans the court, and delivers the strength.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That's his first foul. So Portland ends up going with the new group. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. They set the pick. Here's Gasol. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on Turner.
And last year, really a series of highs and lows for Marc Gasol. Re-signed with the Grizzlies, that max deal, and obviously the hopes were that they could make a championship run. And once the season started, the Grizzlies underperformed. I mean, right out of the gate, and then just before the All-Star break, Gasol breaks his foot, and not at all how he'd imagined things would go. So I think, though, he used that for motivation to come back this year with a spectacular season.
And the 3 ball is good. Crabbe's got his first 3 points of the game.
You got to know the scouting report. As a defender, you can't let Crabbe set up for a catch and shoot. They'll bury those more often than not.
Outside, Green. And the rejection by Ezeli. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Here's Turner. In the corner, it's Ezeli. And Aminu kicks to Turner. In the corner, it's Ezeli. Shot clock at 5. Unloads from 9. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Gasol. And talking about Gasol's injury last season, he fills up the box score in so many ways in all the categories. Greg, almost impossible to replace that kind of production.
On the court, in the locker room, the community, he's one of those guys who contributes to every facet of your franchise. He's also a great teammate. And physically and mentally, you can count on him to be a warrior for you every night. Now, in his 30s, though, he has to try and take care of his body and maintain that a little bit better. Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Well, great to see. Wasn't it, GA? Mike Conley remain with the Memphis Grizzlies, the team that drafted him, developed him, and with that ball club, with that culture there, he's developed into one of the best point guards in the league.
Yeah, and there was a lot of speculation that he was as good as gone. He said he wanted to see what other moves they'd make to improve, but he was pleased with their summer in the draft as well as free agency. And, of course, his 5-year, $153 million contract, the richest in NBA history.
Napier kicks to Ezeli. Basket good. Ezeli's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, just making a subtle adjustment there in traffic. Nice finish by Ezeli.
Conley, the pass to Wright. Misses in close.
That set had everything but the finish. You know, even though they missed that shot, they know they will convert that more times than not.
Turner dishes to Ezeli. Here's Crabbe, and it's Wright sending it back. And the Grizzlies, a team that's...
we feel like we're a team that's...
Defense, really their identity. That's how they win. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
Well, they've carved out a nice little advantage here, really by dictating the pace early on.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Memphis, Zach Randolph is out there with Ennis, and there's Carter, and it's Brandon Wright, and it's Daniels in at the point. And Lillard kicks to McCollum, passes it to Nurkic, kicks it out to McCollum. Fires at the elbow, and the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
Well, defenses gear up to stop McCollum from the three-point line, but he can get around you into mid-range and settle in from there.
And the one thing you can say about the Grizzlies, year after year, defense has been their calling card. I mean, they do it with toughness, they do it with pace, and they have tremendous heart.
Leonard, the pass to Lillard. Back to Leonard. To the middle. There's the steal. On the wing, Daniels. Covered by Lillard. Daniels dishes to Randolph. Right block shot to the inside. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
How about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Well, this team now has to settle in right here and have a great possession without getting so aggressive that you compound your mistake.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright.
He just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
Portland leading. The shot by Lillard, wide open. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Lillard's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. You know, discussing the Grizzlies' defense, it wasn't quite as locked down last year, Greg, as it had been.
Yeah, and the thing about playing good defense, it requires everyone to be on the same page. One weak link can cause a breakdown for the whole unit. And factor in the injuries for the Grizzlies last season, it's somewhat surprising their defense held up at all.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, the Grizzlies are starting to show their age a little bit. Last season was an example of that, but they still have that throwback style of play that's hard to gauge. Marc Gasol said, the game is evolving, and we as players and as a team have to evolve. We have to change things and adjust. You need tweaks and counters from game to game and year to year. Kevin?
All right, DA, they know they needed more shooting. Stolen by McCollum. Kicks it out to Leonard. Fires for three. They grab their own miss. The tray. The putback. Kicks it out to McCollum. Harkless the pass to Lillard. here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. There's the call. Memphis gets the foul. Portland shooting their first foul shots of the night here. And you look back, and some players haven't really loved playing in the Northwest. You might include LaMarcus Aldridge in that category, but Damian Lillard certainly has embraced it.
Well, if it couldn't be Oakland for the hometown Warriors, Damian Lillard enjoying his time in the Pacific Northwest. It seems like one of those guys just not drawn to the bright lights and glitz and glamour of the league. He wants to get down to business and get to work. Plays with a chip on his shoulder coming out of Weber State. And he doesn't mind that small-town atmosphere and those incredible fans the Blazers have had for years.
Takes it from 10. Outside Turner. Portland again missing.
Guys, I cannot believe he missed that one. And I bet he can't either.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Napier's checked in.
First team foul.
Poked away. Here's Daniels. Over to the left wing. Ennis with the ball. He's against Turner. "17-foot shot on the way. And he gets the bucket. Turner's got the lead up to 5 now for Portland. The Grizzlies have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
The Grizzlies shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And when you think of the Blazers' history, Brent, this is a team with a somewhat star-crossed history when it comes to injuries.
Yeah, I remember in the early part of the 2000s, Kevin, how the Portland Trail Blazers were the most feared team. There were championship aspirations at that time. But it's been 10 years now, and maybe some of that bad luck that's always surrounded Portland has worn off.
And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here.
I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
Daniel, that's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. Parsons got 3 assists now in this one. Here's Napier. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Crabbe from outside off the mark. Here's Allen with 1 on the clock and stolen by Crabbe. And we're through
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
First half in the books. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of 1. There were a lot of positives for them to take away from the second quarter, where they came from behind to take. That's it for now, as this.
Welcome back, folks. Pleased to have you with us tonight again here at the FedEx Forum in downtown Memphis, Tennessee. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
Might also look at the coach and his game plan in terms of trying to find those good looks. They'll be looking to do the same here down the stretch.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Lillard and McCollum, the explosive backcourt pair. Arkless is out there with Myers-Leonard, and it's Nurkic in at the center filling out the middle. Alan Crabbe, he's checked in for Portland. Napier comes in for Lillard. Fades away. Leonard kicks to Napier. Back to Leonard. Puts up a 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Leonard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Well, I think they've always said speed, Brent, is a premium in this game of basketball.
Well, it's amazing by position who it is you think about, Kevin, with regards to their speed, because power forwards in this game today can take some long strides and really start a fast break with just a couple of steps. Probably one of the tougher covers in the league is Draymond Green in Golden State, with the way that he can play multiple positions and use his quickness against some of the big guys who try to defend what it is that he offers up.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nurkic. Azili's checked in for the Trailblazers. Second half just getting started, about a minute played. And the rejection by Ezeli. Here's Parsons, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
This is not an area where they expect him to contribute. He's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Leonard.
And Chandler Parsons returning from that hybrid microfracture knee surgery to start last season. That doesn't sound very good, does it, partner? But they said the injury was in the best possible spot. And, while he was on a minutes limitation for a while, he bounced back nicely and it only got stronger as the season wore on. It's really good to see this young man flourishing out on the floor because he is going to be very valuable to the success for this team.
Yeah, they've only missed one out of their first 5 shots here in the second half, guys. Their offense really moving well, ball snapping, and the shooting looks to be in great rhythm.
All right, fans, let's get up.
And Parsons, a player who had logged heavy minutes with his time with the Houston Rockets last season for the first time, playing under a minutes restriction.
Yeah, and that was in the past, but he's proven his value. He's a guy you want to keep healthy and on the floor.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
Allen drives in, outside for Gasol. Ball's knocked loose. Parsons dishes to Gasol, so the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And this Blazers team, although dynamic offensively, defense is where they have the most room to improve. Don't get me wrong. They weren't awful there, but that's got to be a little bit more of their focus.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Turner comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Lillard subbed in for Shabazz Napier. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, point guard Mike Conley has been a lefty-dominant player his whole career, but off the court, he's actually right-handed. He first picked up a ball at 13 months of age, and he said, "I just did it with my left hand for some reason, and ever since then, my mind felt it was left-handed when it came to basketball." Kevin?
Thanks, D.A., similar to Greg Monroe. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. You talk about the Blazers' defense. Brent, where specifically do they need to improve?
Well, there's probably 2 areas, Kevin, where you can be much better. First off is just positional defense, where you have guys in the right spot on possessions just to make them difficult for the offensive team. And then the second part about that is no cheap, reaching, easy fouls. Those are just bailout possessions that help out your opponent.
So Memphis ends up going with the new group. Azealia screen, Lillard attacking. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
And using that big body to kind of carve out space, and Azealia loves to score off missed shots.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Napier, he's checked in for Portland. And the Grizzlies, one of the top contenders in the West for a number of years, now at a bit of a crossroads. What do you think?
Yeah, every team goes through this. There's a certain life cycle to any roster. The good news for the Grizzlies fans is that their front office has been right more often than not. We'll see if they can continue to pull another rabbit out of their hat.
Well, the defense ready for him there in prevent mode, making sure that he didn't get a clean look at that layup.
He's looking for Azealia and finds him. That one good for 2.
Timeout.
And now it's a 12-point Trailblazer lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Yeah, you can't make any excuses right now for them giving the ball up as much as they have in this one. Hopefully they can get on the same page during this timeout.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Nurkic is checked in. Out to Carter. On the wing, Daniels fires the 3. Randolph passes to Wright. Hangs. He takes it up and lays it in. Wright's got 6.
That's a perfect reverse, using the backboard as his friend, drew the defender in, and just slipped it to the other side.
Now a timeout called by Portland. And the start of last season was a disappointment for Brandon Wright. Injured his knee, you may recall, only the second week after having recently signed a brand new 3-year contract.
Yeah, and it's always tough to go to a new team and be unable to contribute right away. One of the league's best finishers at the rim, a great shot blocker. He really improves the rotation. So if he can continue to add good weight to his frame, the best of Brandon Wright, I believe, is still yet to come.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Here's Napier. He's covered by Daniels. Aminu against Randolph. Clock at 4. And Aminu kicks to Ezeli, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it.
Not exactly sure what was happening there inside the heads of the players, but very frustrated they couldn't capitalize on the opportunity.
And stolen by Napier. And here we go. Fast break. Turner's got it. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. The Grizzlies trail by 11. And Wright kicks to Carter. And Vince Carter with the slam.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Now the dish to Ezeli. Grab the pass to Ezeli. Back to Crabbe. Sweet little floater. Crabbe's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, 6'6", height-wise, 7 foot on the wingspan. Crabbe can get off shots inside that most guards simply can't.
Got it off in time. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Wright is out there with Zach Randolph. Then it's Ennis, and there's Carter. And it's Daniels in at the point guard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. McCollum dishes to Leonard. Lillard outside. Just 5 on the clock. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Brent, I know you're interested in coaching. You've been approached by several teams in the league. You see some coaches who like to do platoon substitutions, others who prefer to stagger minutes and blend starters with reserves. Put on your coach's hat here for a second. How would you approach that?
Well, I think it has to do with who you have on your team. Yeah. I mean, there's no way to say I'll be a platooning coach no matter who it is that I have, because your first 5 may be good and your second 5 may be like the guys I play open gym with, and you don't want those guys in the game. So I'm always in favor of keeping one of your main stars on the floor as a conduit and the guy who can keep the rhythm of the offense going, help guys out, establish some confidence, and then swapping those guys out. And then obviously in crunch time, you're putting your best 5 on the floor to go at another team. But a lot of coaches have differing views on that. I love the fact that you can platoon guys. I'm not liking the wholesale
5 for 5.
5 for 5 shift change. We won't do that.
Zach Randolph.
And Zach Randolph, once a double-double machine, had a harder time producing at that same rate last season.
True, but he has aged well overall because he's a power guy whose game relies more on skill and instincts than quickness.
Well said.
And the difference last season was that he couldn't sustain energy for as many minutes per game. He can still dominate for stretches at both ends, but just not as long. Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Memphis called for the foul.
Excellent footwork inside from Nurkic there to put the D in an awkward position and force them to foul him there. And you see Nurkic out there, as skilled as he is, still the thing that baffles you is his size. A legit 7-footer. He weighs 280, depending on what he had for dinner. But he's got great skill, and they're still exploring it in Denver.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
If these guys are focused on making a push with the basketball, they can be very good.
Lillard against Allen. Here's McCollum. And it's off the back rim. No good. And thinking about Nurkic and his size, Brent, he definitely doesn't fit the spot-up Euro big man profile we've seen.
No, he's one of those guys who enjoys the contact, and anytime he can get it, he'll be in there. Can spot up with the jump shot if he needs that. He likes to throw his weight around on the inside, and he does. He makes the most of his size.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team, and you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Well, when your opponent keeps piling on like this, your only choice is to get together during a timeout and fix it.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Perhaps checked in. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. He told his guys they've got the green light to keep shooting from downtown. He told them, I like the way you guys are working out there. Keep finding the open spaces on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots. And we'll see if they step it up from here, guys.
Kicks it out to Parsons. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
That's great recognition. Saw he had the height advantage and exploited it.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. McCollum against Parsons. McCollum back. Crab. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And not a guy who gets to the charity stripe a ton, but overall, Crab shoots a solid percentage from there.
Now Farouk Aminu. He's checked in for Portland. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Here's Gasol. He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. And he makes both free throws.
The lead's not looking as comfortable after those free throws. Nice job.
Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Lillard. That one misses. Excellent D there from Allen. By himself. And Allen with the slam.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
I just think it was a matter of getting recomposed, altering their game plan just a little bit. They look completely in sync now.
A putback. And the second chance effort by McCollum. And the Trailblazers lead by 6.
And they needed that. Their lead is getting smaller by the minute.
Here's Gasol. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
Right, big scoring run, fueled by great game planning and really some great shot making. You really have to guard against his smarts. Knows every angle.
Lillard comes with the double team. Here's Randolph. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Aminu with the screen for Lillard. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Nurkic has it in the corner. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Trap, good.
Time definitely not on their side.
Nope, not looking good. They need to get a shot up immediately here.
It's good! And now they trail by just 4.
Well, that's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
Lillard with it. Conley picks him up. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Lillard gets double teamed. Portland moving the ball around. A 3 from McCollum. It's rebounded by Memphis. And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one.
Timeout.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. They're up by 3. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seconds left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
And that hurts as as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
Well, if there's a Rubik's Cube of scoring in the league, Lillard has figured it out, including getting to the free throw line.
To the middle. From 8. They get it back. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. This was a hard...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again. Jordan, player of the game.
His shooting percentage was off the charts.